now watching The Wash Daily. Today in news, professional astronaut launcher Elon Musk sent out a tweet recently saying that he's gonna be in big trouble for saying this, but putting people in jail for cannabis is wrong. When he said that, the people on Twitter really responded in kind and were like, hey man, that's not a big deal to say that, that's the facts. You shouldn't be in jail for smoking cannabis. You know, Elon Musk has a lot to do with cannabis in the news, but he's not really big into cannabis at all. He actually says he doesn't like cannabis. He smoked it on the Joe Rogan show, but what he said was he tried it on the Joe Rogan show. He didn't really feel much from it, you know, according to his report. High Times dubbed it the most expensive weed session ever. His stock price dropped 10%. Probably doesn't care. Hopefully he cares more about people in cannabis jail. Well, he had a lot of bad things to say about cannabis, about how it makes people lazy, and he was kind of giving in to stereotypes. So don't trust him too much around your weed legislation. Also news, a cannabis researcher, Sue Sisley, has been working with cannabis for a long time in research, and she's suing the federal government for their deliberate attempts to circumvent cannabis research. What she's saying is there's evidence that the federal government has purposefully been supplying material that is not high THC quality, top shelf, dank cannabis. They're supplying something that doesn't even look like cannabis. It doesn't smell like cannabis. The problem came about when there was a program looking at the use of cannabis for PTSD with Johns Hopkins. But Johns Hopkins pulled out because the labs they were working with weren't able to provide them with the high quality cannabis they needed to accurately do their study. And they weren't willing to do the study with this material that wasn't the cannabis that they had ordered. So this opens a big can of worms, and it says that this has been the case all along. It's just no one's ever called them out on it. But now we know that they're playing games, and they're not using cannabis when they do these studies that they're using to make the case for cannabis prohibition. So she's suing the federal government. Hopefully this will help cannabis research and result in easier access for people who need cannabis to get it, and show how ridiculous it is. She demands that the federal government removes cannabis from class 1 status for drugs. Also in news today, great news, there was a case in California, cannabis farm, Arroyo Verde Farms. They were big in the community, they did a lot of projects, they did a lot of outreach, they had folks coming in for tours and learning about cannabis and about growing, about farming. Well, the police illegally stole all of their product under the guise of them stopping crime because they accused them of committing a crime. So they took all of the material. This caused the business to shut down. They weren't able to keep their employees. Well, the cops were found to be in violation of the law, and they had to return all of the material that they illegally stole. I think they were demanded to go for some retraining. Hopefully they were fired. Thanks for watching The Wash Daily.